Oh, and this is a good place for a reminder that in the logic of the story, Christian hired Gia specifically because she's a blonde, so that she wouldn't remind him of his dead mother, who he refers to as the crack whore, and thus he wouldn't feel compelled to beat her sexually in an act of displaced revenge. Anyway, Christian lets Anna drive home, and they get in a car chase and they have sex in the parking lot. Back home, their security tells them the driver that was chasing them is a woman. Then Anna finds Leela's gun, still loaded in Christian's desk drawer, and he promises to get rid of it. A whole bunch of nothing happens until Anna goes out with Kate for drinks, even though Christian told her to go straight home. And then Anna gets home, and Jack Hyde, who has broken into their apartment, attacks her with a kitchen knife and tries to kidnap her, but he's taken down by her new security guards.
Better stay.
I've been find something.
Alright, that line's kind of funny. Like it's funny on I like that line. I like that line. It's funny. Also, because this detail is hilarious, I want to point out that in the book this doesn't happen. Jack doesn't take Anna captive at knife point. Instead, Anna gets home from the bar, and the action is already resolved. Jack broke in while she was gone, and her security team has already incapacitated him. Everything exciting already happened off screen. See, that's what happens when you don't actually edit your fanfic before publishing it as a novel. Anna is talking with the police, who tell her that in Jack's stolen van they found a note saying, "You owe me a life," and assure her that he's definitely not going to get out. Alright, then there's 3 scenes where nothing really happens, but Christian isn't happy. Then Anna gets home from work and Christian takes her to the playroom, where he tortures her with orgasm denial in revenge for saying she would go home, but then going out drinking with Kate, and it escalates to the point that Anna needs to use her safe word. Now, okay, there is a bit to unravel here. First, I'm going to refer back to what I said in the first part of this series. It's okay from a narrative perspective if Christian is a dick. It's just that the conflict that arises out of it needs to go somewhere. The issue is that despite the fact that Anna is the one who is being wronged here, the scene still pivots to be about Christian's man pain and explains why it is that he just can't stop abusing her. And with that violation of trust out of the way, the movie comes to a standstill for 15 minutes while Anna and the gang piss off to ask him for leaving. Wait. The bikini, the email address, the attempted punishing her for going out with Kate, despite the fact that she was attacked at night point less than 24 hours earlier. It's almost like there's a pattern of Christian violating Anna's boundaries and then giving her extravagant gifts and or sex in lieu of apologizing. When they get back, Detective Clark tells Anna that Jack Hyde, the man who was caught on camera planting a bomb, stole a vehicle, and attempted to kidnap Anna at knife point, is probably going to get bail because he's saying that she came onto him first and he totally didn't try to molest her. So, extenuating circumstances? Anna goes to the courthouse for his bail hearing, and sure enough, he gets bail. The judge sets bail at $500,000 because it's his first offense. Or, well, his first slate of offenses, including criminal arson, grand theft auto, and attempted kidnapping, but who's keeping count? Anna immediately runs to the bathroom and throws up, then hard cut to the doctor's office, where Anna's gynecologist tells her that whoopsie doodle, she's pregnant because she hasn't taken her birth control since the end of the last movie. At dinner, Anna tells Christian that she's pregnant, and Christian is like, "That's bad. I don't want a baby right now." And Anna is like, "I know it's bad. I don't want a baby right now either." And even though that makes it sound like the two of them are totally on the same page vis-a-vis this pregnancy, they just yell at each other instead. Christian storms off, eventually coming home in the middle of the night piss drunk, where he slurs about his fear that Anna will choose the baby over him. As Anna is putting his stuff away, he gets a text from Elena saying, "Good to see you tonight. Here for you anytime," which sets Anna off, so she goes and sleeps in the playroom. The next morning, Christian is busy organizing the help into a search and rescue party when Anna comes downstairs. This begins a prolonged argument between the two, where Anna is naked for most of it. Like, it's just an entire scene of dialogue, and throughout, Anna is just naked. It's nudity that's pointless to the point it's honestly kind of surreal. Alright, I don't know how to segue this, because just saying it out loud makes it sound somehow even more abrupt than it actually is, but, like, in ransom in 2 hours or he's going to kill Mia. So I don't know what Jack's exit strategy is here. He's out on bail for a bunch of really serious crimes, and Anna knows exactly who he is. So it's not like he's some anonymous dude who can grab a duffel bag full of money and just disappear. And he doesn't know this, but Christian doesn't actually like his family all that much. So killing Mia would maybe make Christian a bit sad, but mostly it's just going to add murder to Jack's already substantial list of crimes that he's already definitely going to prison for. I don't know. We'll talk more about Jack's plan. In the meantime, Anna goes home, changes into her teenage runaway outfit, gets a duffel bag, checkbook, and grabs Leela's gun, which Christian had promised to get rid of several weeks ago. Hey, isn't it weird how whenever Anna breaks tiny, inconsequential promises like, I'll come straight home after work, or I won't take my top off on a topless beach, it's deemed worthy of derision and punishment, but when Christian breaks his promise to get rid of a loaded handgun that he keeps in an unlocked drawer in their home, it's fine because it totally turned out Anna needed a loaded handgun. Anyway, now that she's armed and dangerous, she gives Sawyer the slip and takes off to the bank. At the bank, Anna, dressed in a hoodie and clearly in a hurry, asks to withdraw $5 million in cash from the joint account. Banks don't carry that much cash on hand, by the way, but just accept it or we'll be here all day. The bank manager, Troy Whalen, calls Christian to confirm the transaction, and Christian asks to speak to Anna in private. After their conversation, a sobbing Anna gives the phone back, and Christian tells Whalen to give her the money. Despite this being a situation built entirely under red flags, Whalen gives her the cash and his phone and helps her take the money out the back door of the bank and load it into an SUV being driven by a person who looks like they're trying to look shady. Oh, and the driver is Liz, you know, the head of human resources at SIP. She's the one who got into the high-speed car chase through Seattle. So Christian has figured out that something's up and that Mia's missing, so he calls the cops and he's tracking down his cell phone, which she hid in the bag of money. So everyone's converging on the spot where Jack has Mia tied up. Jack beats Anna up and kicks her in the stomach, so, oh no, pregnant. Then Anna shoots Jack and the police arrive, and that's it. The entire standoff resolves in about 45 seconds. From there, it's just a slow roll downhill to the end. Christian wants a baby now, and the baby's okay, and here's all of Jack Hyde's motivations and stuff, sort of, I guess. Christian is shocked because he realizes that the only substantial difference between him and being a pervert middle manager is that he started off with millions of dollars and turned it into billions, but this rare moment of accurate self-assessment is undercut by Anna disagreeing.
I've been left in the system. Who knows how?
You're a man of honor. And you treat people well.
I forgot. I should have planned this. I get off your punishing women for your workplace to look. Hurt me, remember? You bounced. There's no anesthesia for SIP.
And you treat people well.
Turns out Jack and Christian were in the same foster home in Detroit, and Jack remembers and resents Christian, and we'll talk about this in a bit. We're almost done. Anna and Christian visit the grave of Christian's birth mother, and he doesn't once call her the crack whore.
The crack whore used to let me play with her hair. I don't know if it's a memory or a dream.
There's a montage of all the highlights from the trilogy, which is weird because it really just calls attention to the fact that nothing has really happened. Then the movie fake ends with Anna setting up a playroom, and it's the first time in the movies that Christian's ratty dom jeans have gotten any explicit attention rather than just being an environmental detail. So this loving close-up of Anna reverently laying them out on the bed is kind of comical. Christian comes in and remarks that Anna is topping from the bottom, a line that we're going to be talking about a lot in a bit, and fade to black for a few credits before an epilogue where everyone's happy and rich and Anna's pregnant with their second kid. The end. Alright, get a drink. We'll be